Taurus, warning. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Do not ignore the red flags. Call upon your inner strength, as an approaching situation may test you. Let's do it. Hello, beautiful souls. Thank you guys so much for joining me here, and welcome to my table. If you're new here, hello, my name is Zachary. It's nice to meet you. And if you're returning, it's good to see you guys again. Pull up a chair, my friends. I did save you a seat. So, my Taurus friends and friends of Taurus, it's good to see you guys again, especially after our last reading. I was, well, quite overwhelmed personally in the most positive way to see such a beautiful response to a safe space here with authenticity. So, thank you guys. I love you, and I'm happy to be back. Happy to be back for another round. Let's get into your message, you guys. So the first thing that came through in meditation, audit. So audit has been coming through a lot for a lot of the signs. I feel like this is a general audit. This is judgment. Audit for me is a personal word that means the judgment card. So we're taking stock of something, making decisions on whether or not we want those components to still be a part of our life. This seems to be at the forefront of a lot of things that are going on right now. We are in Judgment Day, right? In quotes here. As far as the tarot card judgment goes, we're all being charged with deciding whether or not we want to continue in the ways that we have been carrying on, right? So the next thing that came through was at the center of it all. And then I was shown many different images of lines and colors and swirls all coming together. So what I got from this was like a swirling convergence. Something is coming to a central experience or a finality, even circling the drain, perhaps. The next thing that I was shown was the, and I don't have Apple products, but the Siri like sphere circle when they call their name. This pops up, and then what I'm being shown is waiting for a command. So it's sitting here. I guess it could be the Google as well, but some sort of floating AI circle is kind of what I'm getting here, waiting for a command, but there's a distraction. So as I'm sitting here and everything's converging together, I keep getting pulled away to some of my own like personal tasks that will get done, right? When they get done, this isn't typical for me where my mind does float like that. So the way I took this was there's a need to focus on something or something's coming into focus, but our brain is pulling us away to something else. What is at the core, or what is the core was my question here. All right, let's get into the cards that came through here in the Oracle deck. I was called to use the Urban Crow Oracle, so I did. The first one that came through here is warning. Warning. This is where warning comes from. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And I mean, over here, I know on the western part of Canada, over where I live here too, there have been a lot of fires. I don't necessarily take this as literally what we're talking about here, fire. It's the red flags component that's standing out to me. Like, in a smoky situation, we wouldn't necessarily, I don't know, hang out outside if it's not safe to do so, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking is like, oh, my eyes are burning and I can barely breathe. But yes, let's have this barbecue, right? There's something about paying attention to the red flags and making appropriate action based on what it is you're seeing. The next that came through here is balance. So this is where calling upon your inner strength here is required. A situation coming forward that requires you to balance or remain balanced. Excuse me. The last one that came through here is survival. So in survival here, how are we feeling about a situation is coming through. When we're in survival mode, which we may be for many different reasons right now, it limits our ability to have choices and to pay attention or maybe to see through things like red flags. What is that quote from BoJack Horseman? It's funny when you're wearing rose-colored glasses, all the red flags just look like flags, right? Not that we're intentionally wearing rose-colored glasses here. I feel like this is more that energy of survival mode. Like I said, it limits our ability to see. It has an intention. It's to help us survive, right? But when we live in a complicated world where we need to make complicated decisions, it makes it difficult to move forward into this audit, into Judgment Day here. Okay, so let's get into it a little bit further, my friends, my Taurus friends. I do feel. Do you want two more here? Okay, we're gonna pull two more here in the Urban Crow Oracle for Taurus, please. At this time, routine. Okay, routine comes through here as well. Let me pull another one. I'm just getting a lot waterproof too. Okay. Anomaly here at the bottom. I feel like this is attached to whatever situation may be coming forward here. This is warning of. I don't want to make this too dramatic, right? I am a Gemini. A little drama is okay. I don't want to make this seem life or death. It may be, though. Looking at the state of the world here, I don't want to blow smoke up anyone's ass either and lie about the severity of some of the situations that are going on. I feel it's very important for us to keep our wits about us, okay, is what I'm going to say. So routine and waterproof. With waterproof, especially here, we're talking about protecting our emotions or not having them affected by somebody else's emotions. What I'm seeing is somebody who's drowning, okay, especially unless we're specially trained on how to save somebody who's drowning. We're a strong swimmer ourselves, we know how to lifeguard. A lot of the times a drowning person can seriously injure or put somebody else at risk that's trying to save them. And that's what I'm getting here. Like, it's important before entering a situation where we need to be waterproof. We need to make sure that we are waterproof before entering certain situations, is what I'm trying to say. With routine here too, I feel like a part of this warning, you guys, is something that is going to be breaking up our routine. If you're not personally affected by some of the things that are going on, especially in the United States, like I said, I'm not gonna pussyfoot around about the bullshit. If you're not personally affected or elsewhere in the world, what I'm getting here is it's a matter of time before this becomes a personal affect to a lot of us. Okay, so keeping our wits about us is very, very important. I'm going to move into the Wild Unknown Animal Oracle here. General energy here for Taurus to start, please. The eagle, y'all. This is courage, okay? Taking courage to make an action. I also see this as freedom. I've been seeing a lot of eagles recently, being in the United States or the States here, okay? This is a symbol of freedom, or at least it used to be. It still has meaning, though. And along the lines of this message here, I feel like this is a bit of a wake-up call, you guys. Action is required, okay? We can't just continue to sleep, Taurus, even though sometimes it's okay, right? It's okay to take that nap. We can't nap our way through whatever's coming forward, right? What's blocked here, please, for Taurus? What is blocked here in this message? Okay. Taking action is really what I feel here. So the snake and the buffalo. The snake. The snake's been coming through here a lot, too, in many different forms. There is a component here with the snake that is a bit of an alert towards a time. Timing being an issue, like now is the time, it's time to act. The buffalo here is they're persistent and consistent. They have their eye on the horizon. It's kind of a tower energy. There are bumps along the road, but they know where it is that they're going and they know they're going to get there. So being blocked right now, the snake is also like divine creativity is what I'm getting from that. This is blocked and it needs to not be blocked. Our ability to pull ourselves out of survival mode is what I'm getting here, to tap back into creator mode. And this is difficult depending on where we are. Like I said, maybe we're somebody who is directly affected by things that are happening right now. So we are in survival mode. Or maybe we're somebody who our survival mode is putting our head in the sand, right? Either way, I feel like both we need to come into a balance here together. in order to get our wits about us. All right, let's move forward. What is needed for Taurus at this time, please? The crow. To see, you guys, magical sight. The sight of the shaman. Interesting. I have chills on this too. I feel like it's very important right now to see with the correct eye, is what's coming through here. I feel like with the buffalo being blocked here as well, what is blocked is sight towards the future to see where this train is heading. And it's not heading anywhere good. Right, meow. Okay. Definitely not a reason to give up hope, but certainly a reason to wake up. Okay. Let's get into tarot, you guys. Move into this message a little bit further. What do we want to use here? Light seers for the first one. Okay. And I'm not doing extendeds on these right now, but there is a little niggling voice here that is telling me to do an extended. So we'll see, you guys. We'll see at the end here, depending on what happens with the message. 7 of Wands just fell out here. Being sent, coming back to center. Okay. Grounding. Holding ground as well. 11-11 on the timer. Holding your ground, which is something that you're very good at doing. I feel like we need a little bit of that Taurus energy right now, or a lot of bit of it. You told me to do what? I don't fucking think so, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking. What do we have here for Taurus, please, to start? 7 of Swords here at the bottom. So this is your hopes and dreams. Diplomacy. You're hoping that things will just be okay, right? And ultimately, there is a space where things are okay. Right now, they're not okay in a lot of ways. And I think it's really important to be honest about that. You can't change what you don't validate, right? Okay, Crow Tarot here as well for Taurus, please. So we'll look at your fear aversion. 4 of Swords just fell out here too. This is healing, taking a rest, okay? Maybe there is a bit of concern here with survival mode. We're not typically aware that we're in survival mode when our nervous system is doing what it's doing. I feel like there is a bit of concern over being able to rest, though. Is there ever a time where this is going to lighten up? It's possible, okay? That possibility exists. Death. So this is your fear aversion. Death. Transition, change. I think there are many things that this could be connected to right now. Job, living situation, relationship, political climate, like I said. And I know there are a lot of people that don't like to talk politics, and my channel is not about politics. But there are a lot of things that are going on right now that don't have anything to do with politics. They're issues of morality and sovereignty. And that I am certainly here to talk about. So let's get into this a little bit further, you guys. General, to start, for Taurus, Ace of Pentacles. A new beginning is what I'm getting here. So something's coming forward here. We're being warned about needing to have our wits about us. With the Ace of Pentacles, this is really anything that's possible here in the physical realm. Improved health, improved finances, living situation, etc. We're being shown how to grow something. And in this deck in particular, there are roots that are coming down from that Ace of Pentacles. There is a need to ground something right now into reality so that it can grow. I'm getting like the fertility of the soil. What is that about? To check the fertility of the soil. Interesting. If the land is barren, don't grow anything there. Okay, so this can be a part of the red flags here. And this isn't necessarily like literally crops. This could be what you're dealing with, but relationship, 1414 on the timer, relationship, job, whatever. Are you putting work into something, you're planting effort into something, and there's not a crop that's being grown back? Are you not receiving equivocal return? Are you not receiving respect, right? That's a red flag. That's a red flag. So that's kind of what we're paying attention to here, okay? 6 of Swords here as well comes in to clarify the Ace of Pentacles. This is a transition. So it feels like you guys, we do need to move somewhere where the land is not, was it fallow? The land is not dead. There's a cost to take this trek here, right? Whether we're paying a fee to ride the ferry, we're eating food so that we can row ourselves. There's an exchange here that's needed in order to take us to where the Six of Swords is taking us. This is a more peaceful experience. What it is maybe en masse that we want to experience. I know there are many different opinions, but this is, my channel. So here, sovereignty is what's important. I'm not about anybody taking power away from anybody else. That's not the world that I want to live in. So I will continue to row my boat in that direction. And I hope that there are many of you as well that are interested in that kind of future. Wouldn't it be nice, right? I think that it's possible, like I said, but there's so much that's dependent on what we do individually and collectively that expresses the collective experience. It's not just about the self and it's not just about the collective. It's a blend of all of it, right? Anything else here on the general, please, for Taurus? Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. Apology, fear here at the bottom. Expecting the worst, afraid of failure, wasting time on negative thoughts. I feel like this is triggering survival mode. And I don't want to be diminutive about anybody who might be in survival mode. There can be legitimate things that are happening that are causing that. Happens to me too. I've been in places like that as well. Wasn't too long ago, a few years ago, I was homeless myself and rebuilding my life. I know what it feels like to be in survival mode. And to be honest, in a lot of ways, my body doesn't know that it's safe yet. Still, it takes a lot of effort to pull us out of that situation. We have to remind ourselves where it is that we are safe in this moment. In this moment. So I feel self-limiting beliefs as well. Negative thoughts are creating a roadblock in your life. And then apology, forgiveness through mutual understandings. I don't know what it is about Taurus energy right now, but it feels very collective. Apology. This doesn't need to be something that is like an organized apology, although there are definitely some apologies that could be organized, right? What I take from this is being open, having compassion, having grace, having a heart that is ready to forgive. As an example here, and I know that this isn't all MAGA members in particular, and I'm not hating on anybody, okay? As far as, like I said, political beliefs and stuff, that's not what this channel's for. As an example here, what I'm saying though, because Trump decided to not release the Epstein files, this has angered a lot of MAGA members, and there are a lot that are starting to see through the bullshit. My example here, when we have people that see the truth, who maybe weren't seeing the truth previously, I understand there's a contribution that got us to this point from certain people. This is the country that we live in, right? This is how it's supposed to be. And I know this is global, but here in the United States, that's where I live. Being open and forgiving to these people. I feel like that's so important right now, you guys. We do not need further division. We don't need to point fingers and say, I told you so. Let's practice our intelligence emotionally, okay? Our emotional intelligent quotient. That's what I'm getting here. Self-limiting beliefs here too. Let your own mind expand to embrace what needs to be healed right now, because it's going to take all of us. Globally, and this isn't just, I'm talking from the United States here, but that's not the only issue that's going on globally. And again, pretending that it's not happening isn't what's up either. Okay. I really would like for all of these readings to be bright and bubbly and happy. Like, with this last one, you guys have been fantastic. That's not real though. That's not real. And I really do strive to be as real as possible in what I do here, because that matters to me. I feel like I have a responsibility here to be honest and truthful. And I hope that you guys feel that responsibility too, because we're all in this together. In order to move to this peaceful state, we have to do this together. Okay. 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 So good stuff for you here. Ooh, I love that. I need to look up what is it about Taurus right now. I don't know. I have all the chills on this here though. The star, the star. So especially being in the good stuff here, wish granted, hope renewed. This is fortune after difficulty. It comes after the tower here. We're certainly in the process of multiple tower moments, individually, collectively, globally, right? This is a promise that things will be okay. We need to put effort into this, though. We need to follow the star, right? We can make that wish, and we're guided to how that is to happen, to become real. We still need to put effort into that, though. I love to see this, though. This is Aquarius as well. Being in the age of Aquarius, this is such an important time. Last time we had this energy, French and American revolutions, right? Uranus and Gemini now as well, similar. So just throwing that out there, right? Not calling for anything or not calling for anything in particular, just stating facts. We're in a similar time period where that energy is floating around. So seven of swords comes in here too, in the good stuff. And this was it your hope? Yeah, your hope here. It was 7 of swords here too for diplomacy. Love this, you guys. So taking only what is needed. I take this in both ways, positive and negative. Those things that are maybe triggering us into survival mode right now, taking only what is needed of that, paying attention to the present moment. What are my needs in this moment? This isn't the way that we want to live permanently. Sometimes we do need to boil it down to moment, depending on where we are. Our needs met in this moment. Because if we're thinking too far into the future, that anxiety can trigger us into that fear response of survival, right? We need to keep our wits about us. The 7 of swords here too, the story of it is 2 warring camps. One side steals 5 swords in broad daylight from the warring camp. What this does is stop the war. It was a sneaky theft, betrayal kind of energy, but it saved a shit ton of pain and problems, okay? So that's an interesting energy here as we're talking about the warning. I feel like this is important to keep our wits about us because there are things coming forward in the present moment, intricate details that we may miss if we're not paying attention. But there is a grander design to all of this. We have to participate in it, though. Don't ignore the red flags, right? Red flags don't always have to be bad. A block could be moving us to where it is we're supposed to go, right? I think of like Ganesha, providing an obstacle in order to obliterate an obstacle. Anything else on this, please? Spirit. I feel like you want one of these. You want a month? Okay, we'll get a month here too. For the good stuff here for Taurus, please. Wedge. Like a Dorothy Hamill. Someone is trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. Interesting. Being in the good stuff here, I feel like we're seeing it, okay? We're seeing it and we're figuring out how to deal with it. This can be personal. It can be collective, like I said. A lot of that energy has been present recently. Someone has been trying to come between many of us constantly, all the time, all right? Because divided, we're much weaker. So let's not divide ourselves, all right? What is it month here? What do we need to know month-wise? June. September also came out here. I feel like something happening in June. The angel is what's standing out to me here on the June card. Something that was the start of some form of protection or guidance as you've been paying attention. With September, I don't know what it is about September, October. September's really been coming through heavy too. Something happening in September. October, we're moving into eclipse season. So portal season here, again, always an important time. Let's move into what we don't see coming here in the situation. What might be in the dark? Yeah. Ten of Swords. So Ten of Swords is really not a very positive card, I'll be honest with you. This is rock bottom. Rock bottom? Absolute pain. The only thing that we do with the Ten of Swords is get out of there, is to move from that painful situation. This is an opportunity, especially since I felt called to use this deck. There's a little less intense with the imagery. It's an opportunity for great healing. And looking around at where we are, there's many things that could be said about what's going on. One thing that could also be said is this is an opportunity, a great opportunity for healing, an opportunity for great healing. Are we going to take it? Are we going to take it? I hope so. Five of Swords here too. I hope so. The encouragement here is to stop fighting, you guys. Five of Swords, this is conflict. It's fighting for the sake of fighting. And nobody wins when we're fighting for the sake of fighting. I don't always feel emotional over this. But since we're talking about it, it makes me so sad, you guys. I just genuinely... So much of what's going on right now seems so senseless to me. And I'm sure a lot of you probably feel that way too. So I'm just going to have a cry over it, okay? We can be so much better. I want to see you be brave. My Taurus friends. What else here, please, and what we don't see coming? Creativity. Have fun, express yourself in new ways. I'm drawn back here to the snake that was blocked. Because that's exactly what's blocked here is our creativity, our divine creativity. And we're running out of time, okay, to bring that forward. I feel like it's so important right now to remain open to possibility. Even if it hurts, even if it's scary. Because the alternative here is letting somebody else direct where we're heading. And I'm not okay with that. And I'm sure you aren't either. Okay. Our difficulty at this time. I'm just like, I'm here too, The Tower. I love that we have the star here and the good stuff. Like I was saying, the difficulty right now is the Tower. This is hard. I'm not going to bullshit about that. This is a violent upheaval. It's required. That tower, that ancient tower of control in many different ways. Through religion, spirituality, politics, many different forms of control. That's the tower that we're bringing down right now. I feel like the hardest part, the lightning is what's standing out to me because we had this here on the buffalo too, in what's blocked. I feel like the hardest part about this tower coming down right now is seeing what we need to see. And honestly, I feel like that's the part personally that is the hardest for me to watch as fascism rises in America, right? Watching history repeating itself as if we learned nothing. Six of Cups here as well. Nostalgia. Looking to the past. This is the difficulty right now. Yeah, I literally just said that. I do have faith in us, Taurus, and I hope you do too. And I hope, as long as you have hope too, you know that you aren't the only one that may be hoping for a better future, or at least not repeating the same shit that we already know is broken, right? Anything else here, please, for Taurus on the difficulty? Totally. Strength, determination, perseverance, and self-discovery. And that came through here in the beginning, to call upon our strength as a situation that's approaching here may throw us off balance. Wisdom as well, knowledge gained through experiences or from a wise counselor. It's pretty plain here, Taurus. And yes, it breaks my heart, everything that's going on. I have no problem being very transparent about that. Anything else here, please, Spirit? And pull one more of these here for the difficulty, please. Queen of Pentacles, you guys, and Eight of Swords here at the bottom. This is not a trap we have to stay in. This is a trap of the mind. I truly know we have been fooled into believing that we don't have the power that we very much do have. And, well, that's why I do what I do. I want to make sense of this pain. I want to do better. And I hope you guys do too. The Queen of Pentacles is what came out here. It's the choice, you guys. The abundance that's possible. The Queen of Pentacles lives the life she chooses to live because she chooses to do so. We have a choice. We have a choice. We always have a choice. Okay? And this is something history has shown us as well. Do not be fooled into thinking that we are stuck. This is only a trap of the mind. Okay. Do you want this one? Yes? Okay. This one, my hand just like flicked this one out here. Medicine Heart Oracle to finish this up, you guys. Number 9. Number of endings. Hayagriva. The horse there as well, a symbol of freedom. If you feel further from your goal than you would like to, take heart and take heed. Obstacles arise as the vibration of manifestation quickens and instigates clearing. Grappling with issues can be a positive sign of soul progress as you apply your spiritual wisdom in worldly situations. Align your energy and affirm your ultimate success. Be kind to yourself whilst recognizing your inner spiritual toughness. So we're back here, you guys, to the spiritual toughness, our spiritual strength. We are much stronger than these physical bodies may fool us into believing, okay, from time to time. I love you guys. I am going to leave this as this. I'm not going to do an extended on this. I feel like we got what we needed to. You do want one more? Where? And oh, okay. Archetypes. Wild unknown archetypes here to finish this off. Last piece of the message, please, for Taurus. The father. The father archetype. The divine masculine principle as well. This is about taking action, you guys, and that's very much how I see this. We're still healing the divine feminine, right? This is not about gender or sex. I'll say it always. We're not talking about people. We're talking about the divine energies. This is action. This is taking action. It's time to take action, you guys. I love you. And I hope that this message is helpful, Taurus. I do have personal readings open and available, as well as a mentorship program if you guys want to check that out. Links are in the description of the video, as well as a pinned comment. I do have PayPal in there too if you feel called to support the channel in that way. Super thanks are also welcome. Thank you guys to those who do support the channel in that way. I couldn't do this without you, literally. So thank you. Please like, share, comment, subscribe as well. I appreciate you guys taking this journey with me. It truly means the world to me. Please take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all very soon. Be well.